2016, we have gotten a number of complaints where it became, where it's about the remuneration of the teachers. Once they reach to a certain level in their scales, they're being told that, that it's frozen again. That is one of the things that we, in the review of the salary scales back then, that we made a fist against the freezing of teachers into a specific scale. So it was made it was to our knowledge and our understanding that once you reach to the bottom of the scale, you would automatically roll over to the next scale. In practice, this is not happening. The periodic increases that have to take place by the 1st of August, there's also question marks about that, because more and more people are being frozen at the step 20 in their specific scale. Then they are also using, there's no evaluation system in place. A number of school boards in-house have produced their own method and evaluation system, but basically that should not be used to deny a person an increase in their salary or a step in their salary. The evaluations should be able to provide the teachers an insight into the strength and weaknesses and how did they function and what can they do to improve their functioning in the coming years or in the coming year. That is what an evaluation system should do. It should also be able to reward the teachers with those that have outstanding and an exemplary type of teaching method or teaching experience, that it should be able to reward them for their outstanding performances, which we hardly hear of those type of rewards within the teaching profession. And if it is taking place, they do not share it with the unions, which it is very important that as a union, we also are knowledgeable of whatever, proficiency or whatever monetary or evaluation or monetary increase that is given based on positive evaluation. The long and the short is we are also experiencing that a number of persons, when they reach to pension age, it is difficult for them to stop working because they have not completed the amount of years that is required for a full pension, and also it is not a full pension at the SVP either. But on the other hand, when those persons continue to work, they are in a double taxation because the pension and their work is put together. And we are now, as a union, after having all these complaints, we are drafting our letter to the Minister of Finance to ask for them to actually review and make sure that the double taxation for those retired teachers is solved in a different manner, because in that light, you are getting that, taxes are always a number of years behind. And then now persons that, for example, are no longer working, if they have to pay something additional for, let's say, 2013, 2014, we are 3 years later, they don't have the same income, but they are getting what you would call beslagleggingen on their incomes, and that makes it for our seniors, especially after serving as teachers and going back and doing some extra years because of whatever reason, whether it was shortage of funds for them to maintain themselves or shortage of teachers within the system. So they were actually re-employed after 60. and now after 62, it is really causing some hardship and bitterness to those teachers that went back to contribute. So this is an area where we find that those challenges that a number of our members faced in 2016, we should be able to iron them out and get it rectified in 2017. So that is one of the areas where we would definitely want to see, some improvement in the remuneration aspect, and in the area where the teachers that continue to work, that there are some type of alleviation with the tax system to avoid double taxation. Because when you put the two incomes together, it takes them in a high bracket, and they end up, with more taxes to pay than it would have actually benefited them going back to work and make their contribution. So in that light, we need some serious decisions-making processes and reviews. We need a review of the salary scale. We need a review of the what we would call of the evaluation system, and an implementation of a system where clear-cut the teachers do not have to reach to a certain level and then be frozen, because the effect of that is, even visually from what we are analyzing now, is even worse than when we had the time when we had that when you reach age 38, your salary would be frozen, because we do have a number of people that are younger than 38 and their salary is already frozen. So that is not a good development within our teaching profession, and that was one of the biggest complaints and challenges that we had. We are going to be faced with a number of people that really deserve better hard working. If this is it, if my salary is frozen, they would have to look for next career or something like that, change of careers, to be able to complement, because everybody wants to have that growth, the development and the growth in their salary. No one wants to be, behind. But it was not that of a problem in the past years, due to the fact that you was getting the cost of living adjustment. Now we have queried and we have requested in the year 2016 as united unions, all unions for the civil servants, we have sent a joint letter to request that a work group be established to deal with the cost of living adjustment. The former governments always said that the way in which it was paid out was becoming unaffordable. So then we need a work group to come up with a new formula and to come with some consultations and resolutions on how the way forward with the cost of living adjustment. But you just cannot take away the cost of living adjustment and then not having the teachers to also go into their following step or progress in their, how you would say, based on their seniority, to progress and make that positive change to their salary. Because every day we have an inflation factor that is digging into the pockets and pocketbooks and the life and livelihood of the teachers. So their salary need to stay at a certain level to be able to fit their work that they're doing. So we do hope that these challenges, which we hope can be resolved in 2016 also.
Renovation, that's no problem. Yeah. I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. With the bike.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Mega Wadi is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Yes, it's the first Calypso 10 taking place on February 21st, 2017 at the Carnival Village in Gallows Bay, Marigot. Come out and hear 10 Calypsonians performing for you. King Bobo, Ricky the Fox, Lady Righteous, Ebony Empress, Shira, Baker Jr., Dr. Ray, Pepper, Chipman, and the reigning Calypso monarch, Shakia. It all takes place at the Carnival Village in Gallows Bay, Marigot, starting at 8 p.m. The entrance fee is only $10 or €10. Come out and support your local Calypsonians in the first Calypso 10. It takes place on February 21st, 2017. You better be there because I thought you'd be mistaken
me. For me, it's a distinct pleasure today to be here and also honor to speak on behalf of you, the unions, to express our, not only our gratitude, but also to express that for a number of years, we have finally reached a milestone where we can say that through social dialogue, we have been able to accomplish some of the key aspects of the reform to the General Pension Fund on behalf of our membership. Formally and historically before times, a number of changes would be made where unilateral decisions were made by management and whoever, and then they were just passed down to the unions. In this process, it was really very determining to see that with the input of the GOA, as the body, we were able to form a work group that had a number of sessions, a number of meetings, over 28 meetings, and with the different presentations using the knowledge of an actuary and also the different persons, it was a very good learning process for the unions because we got a lot of insight in how a pension fund works, how it is built up, although we knew a lot of the general conditions. But this reform, the importance of it is to also make sure, guarantee that the future
of the civil servants of St. Martin, our members would be guaranteed a pension when they reach pension age, and we have to make sure that it is something that they can also grow and look forward to. So the reform was overdue, and with our input and having these meetings and presentations and being able to actually help craft this document, I am hereby very proud to say that we have accomplished something for the civil servants and our members that we represent. So I would like to thank all that was involved, including the Minister of General Affairs and the Minister of Finance, for bearing with us, for taking our times to go through this document and to make sure that everything was or is in line with what we really would stand for. So today we have a covenant and a document that our members can actually look forward to having a good participation in the funds, and as we would say in good union terms, long live the General Pension Fund, long live APS, and we do hope that it would secure the future of our civil servants.
Over the past months, we have worked in a work group to put together, to come to agreement when it comes to how we can reform the pension plan, how to make it more sustainable, because as Ms. Elshot said, we all look forward to retiring at some point in time, and when we do, we would like to know that there is, call it a reward, but let's call it a retirement income once we do retire, once we reach that pensionable age. We were tasked as a work group with finding ways to make it more affordable, to make it a more modern plan, to bring it from where it was, almost legislation dating back to 1938, to something that is more fitting for the 21st century, to make it something that is sustainable, that we can look forward to that pension income once it comes to be. It was a sometimes tedious process with many discussions about sometimes very abstract and theoretical discussions or subjects, but at the end of the day, I think we all can be happy and proud of what we have what has come to fruition. The agreement we signed today that shows where we would like to see the fund go and where we would like to see this pension regulation be, and expect it to remain as such for a long period of time. Because let's be honest, we don't want to have to do this too often in the future. So I do thank all of the members of the working group that consisted of representatives of AZET, BNO, VSA, the Social Affairs Department, representatives of the union, and APS, myself, and all those that took part in form of expertise, calling in and making it all possible. Let's be honest, it was a good working experience, and I do agree with you, Ms. Elshot, that is definitely the case. And I want to, again, thank you all for making that a possibility. We're not done yet. We still have some more detailed levels to do, and of course, the legislation is currently being crafted and will be presented shortly to the Minister for the presentation to the Council of Ministers and also to the Parliament. But this hurdle that we have taken and the document that was signed today is definitely a milestone that I think we can.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WHIP MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of fun miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to my card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free fun miles with first use. Switch to my card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Yes, it's the first Calypso 10 taking place on February 21st, 2017 at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot. Come out and hear 10 Calypsonians performing for you. King Bobo, Ricky the Fox, Lady Righteous, Ebony Empress, Shira, Baker Jr., Dr. Ray, Pepper, Chipman, and the reigning Calypso monarch, Shakia. It all takes place at the Carnival Village in Dallas Bay, Marigot, starting at 8 p.m. The entrance fee is only $10 or €10. Come out and support your local Calypsonians in the first Calypso 10. It takes place on February 21st, 2017. You better be there because I'm coming with sticking me out.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. I going. I going. I going.
I going.
I going.
I going. With the bike.
Are you going? Friday, April 28th, Carnival Village.
Find something and wind it up. Wind it up. Hands up if you're ready. Pump your flag if you're ready. Everybody get ready for Carnival. Plenty bam bam. Carnival again. Man and woman. Carnival again. Masqueraders jumping in the rain. Give me the toilet paper for Juve. Fest up the fed. Carnival again.
What? Carnival back again.
A place to have fun no matter where. Sound the horn and give me the bottle and spoon. The rhythm and tune. Ready for the...
Get ready for another season of fun. Carnival de Saint-Martin 2017 from February 4th to March 1st. 6 parades, 4 pageants, and 6 shows. Carnival is back.
Give me hand. I'm so ready to jam. Plenty bam bam. Carnival again. Man and woman. Carnival again. Masqueraders jumping in the rain. Give me the toilet paper for Juve. Fest up the fed. Carnival again. Not tired yet. Carnival.
I must say this is a milestone, and I think it brings some easement as well in all our hearts, and especially our Minister of Finance, who is very dynamic and a no-nonsense person and really would like to see the pension fund, move forward. And I can tell you that because we have many discussions, and I thank you again for placing the trust in government and in the APS, because this is something really that is needed when we have these type of negotiations. We have to trust each other. And I thank you for understanding that we have to save the pension fund. The world all over, pension funds are really suffering. APS is no different. We have a low coverage ratio, meaning that we have to meet our obligations, not now, but in the future, especially in the long future, and making sure that the younger ones here with us today, that they can really get their pension when they reach retirement age. Interest rates are dropping, and you know what? We are getting older, and we are living longer and stronger as well. And we do all the necessary to keep our body together. So therefore, the pension fund has to adapt itself in order to make sure that those that are stronger, lower interest rates, and especially looking at, to cover that, we look at the pension reforms. We also look at investments and making sure to bring the cover ratio, above 105. Once it's above 105, we feel comfortable with it. Again, I would like to thank everyone, the government, Prime Minister, who is really the one that is in charge of the personnel of government, but our dynamic Minister of Finance, Mr. Gibson, and most of all, the representative of the unions here this afternoon. Thank you again for your confidence.